It was the Delhi Capitals playing against the Mumbai Indians, and here we are on MPL Presents Cricbuzz Live, and I'm just looking back on my app at what the Delhi Capitals captain said after the toss, and he said he was surprised by Mumbai's decision to bat first. As it turned out, therefore, Mumbai seemed to have read the conditions much better. They got the runs on the board, and the wicket that was sort of asleep used to get up for a while, turn, change the pillow, go back to sleep. This is how that game panned out. 168. They got there actually 168 because of Hardik Pandya's 32 of 15. Look at all the others. Quinton de Kock 35 of 27. Krunal Pandya 37 of 26. Keep looking at those strike rates. Only Shikhar Dhawan and Hardik Pandya to some extent got decent strike rates all game today. And Rahul Chahar was just outstanding with the ball. He changed the game 3 for 19 from 4 overs. And now Delhi have played 4 games at home and have lost 3. Michael Vaughan, Ajay Jadeja, what do they do? Can they send someone quietly at night to dig up their own surface and say, sorry, we can't play here anymore?
Well, the name change works away from home. But clearly
it doesn't work at home.
It's not working at home. But, you have to say for 60% in the field, they were very good. Then got tactics wrong. Having seen both teams batted on that surface, I'd say around a 140, 145 is around par. So they were 20 light with the bat. So they couldn't quite get the kind of striking right in terms of the way that they batted. Shikhar Dhawan's reverse sweep, did he need to play that shot? He got in, played nicely, and he was always going to be the key. If he batted 16 to 18 overs, you felt that someone could have played a cameo towards the end and they got close. But I felt at the halfway stage that the Mumbai Indians' last 4 or 5 overs with the bat will have won them the game.
So was that the difference, the runs that Hardik Pandya got for them at the end, you think?
Yeah, when you look at this game at the end, I think that's a stage where or a phase of a play that's totally been different. But I think Delhi just didn't turn up. Like you said, once Shikhar Dhawan played that reverse sweep and got out at that stage, and then from there on, the next couple of players, Colin Munro comes in instead of Shreyas Iyer, gets out to a spinner, yes, but a full toss that he misses, then. So they weren't in the game at all. I mean, I personally thought at halfway stage that this was chaseable if you get a good start. Because there were those Indian boys who were batting there. You're going to want to have Shreyas Iyer, Rishabh Pant, Akshar Patel. These are guys who play spin bowling day in and day out.
And look what happens there.
They're totally out of the game. Yeah.
Ajay, 6.3 to 10.2.
Yeah.
They've gone from 49 for no loss to 63 for 4. They've gone 14 for 4 in 4 overs, and they've lost Dhawan, Shaw, Munro and Iyer.
But that was similar for the Mumbai Indians as well.
Yes.
So it was just the surface that they were playing on. It's just that towards the end of the Delhi Capitals' mindset in the field, they went for these quicker balls. They went to bowl Yorkers, which it wasn't a pitch for the Yorker. It was a pitch that we saw from the Mumbai Indians, just bowl into the surface, the odd slower ball, just hit the stumps. That back of a length, if you like, was skidding through. That's why so many were bowled. 5 of the top 6 rattled, flashing bails all over the place. It's like Delhi clearly have got a problem playing at home. They're not quite sure how to play. They're not quite sure what to do at the toss. Ricky Ponting, after the Chennai loss on this venue, made a bit of a comment about the pitch. So I think there's a bit of a psychological element as well to playing on this venue for them.
I mean, let's look at it from Delhi Capitals' point of view. I'm looking at the points table. They've got 10 points from 8 games, of which 2 have been earned at home and 8 on the road.
Yeah,
and now they've played 9 games. Of the remaining 5, they're playing 3 at home. What is their mindset? Will they say, okay, right, this is the surface, we just pick a different side. We'll pack aside the slow bowlers, we don't need to play the quicks, but they've got to find a way of winning at home.
I think once they had Prithvi get that 99 and that big score, there is no change you can make because you made Shreyas Iyer the captain to start with the season. So he's not a man that you can move. Parthiv is a man you can't move. You've got Shikhar Dhawan.
Prithvi, yeah.
Sorry, Prithvi.
Yeah.
I keep going back to Parthiv.
You like Parthiv. He loves Parthiv. Whether or not RCB are playing, Ajay Jadeja is talking about Parthiv Patel at some point in the day.
Look, he's been around.
Saurashtra, Gujarat, next door.
Look, he's been around for 18 years and he still goes to every overseas tour as your second wicket keeper. So it's not me, it's the Indian cricket that's kept me going and now RCB in that case. So you have those guys. You've changed Colin Ingram for Murno because he went home.
Yeah.
And he's only had 2 knocks. He's had a decent run. He played well in the last game as well. So who do you change in that batting? And what they're struggling with is their batting and not with their bowling. So you've got stuck in that IPL rut that I say that it's the first 2, 3, 4 games. When you pick your captain, when you pick your opening batsman, that is what decides how your later part of the IPL is going to go.
It's interesting. He said that it's been like this for 20 years. We thought Delhi Capitals picked very well, but should they have therefore picked their team differently, keeping in mind the surfaces?
Well, they've got to play Sandy Lamachani. They've got to play them. Yeah, they've got to. I mean, he's a wonderful bowler in all conditions. They took him, how many games did it take them last year to play him?
Yes.
He only played towards the end when the tournament had been lost. He is the Mujibs, Rashid Khans. You're looking at mystery spinners who travel these T20 leagues around the world who have great success. And he's right up there with them, so I've no idea why they're not, particularly on a pitch where they've played on 4 times now. They know it's going to be a little bit stoppy. All right, it's small, but look at the success of the spinners that are travelling from the opposing teams, coming on that venue, and they're just working the magic. Chahal tonight, 3 for 19, absolutely magnificent. Just tweaked a few, spun a few past the outside edge, threw a few into the wicket, odd googly, perfect.
Why do you like him so much, Ajay?
No, as we talked in the com box as well, I think I've seen leg spinners over the years. You see people are quick. Somebody like Rashid or Anil Kumble was a different kind. But there are very rare spinners who actually, throw it up in the air and that ball still gets that zip. You don't see him get hit off the back foot much. He doesn't get cut much. And that bite, and he's been able to bowl to the left-handers beautifully. I think it was the second game that he was bowling to Chris Gayle. Chris Gayle was there. You don't see any captain actually put a leg spinner in front of him. But he figured him out. He kept a different line for him, then bowled wide outside. So a few things that are going for him.
Yeah, he's only 1920. Now take out the R and put in the L and compare the two. Chahar and Chahal. How do they stack up in your book?
Chahal's a big-hearted bowler, but at the moment I think Chahar is better. I mean, not that you can pick him for the World Cup. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's my opinion looking at these guys. But when you play for India, it's what you've done in the past, and there's a team that carries forward. But this man will be pushing him for sure. And
he'll play for India.
Yeah.
He will.
Yeah, definitely. He's got a lovely release, just natural. And he looks like he likes the fight. He looks like he's got great, strong body language. You speak to Shane Warne about leg spin. A lot of it is in the proviso of what you are at the end of your run.
Every year, Shane Warne produced the same delivery with a new name, didn't he?
Of course he did, yeah. He used to have about 18 deliveries by then. But he had 3 deliveries. He had a leg spin, he had a googly, and one that went straight on.
There was this movie, I think Sunny Deol in it, where he wears 9 disguises, but everyone knows it's him, right? the moment he comes on, you know it is him. It's just that you pretend not to.
I mean, he was a great bowler. I mean, but I think post 94, 95, he was a different bowler. Till 94, 95 was certainly a different bowler, and then later part actually all of us Indians, we would wait for him because you had seamers at the other end and we would all struggle, and it was only when he came on that you felt a little comfortable and you felt at home. You saw spin. He was quality bowler, but I look from it from an Indian point of view. When we were playing Australia, you wanted to face Shane Warne and not the other guys, even if it was Paul Rifle. So this is an oval in that World Cup.
He's a bit bemused. He'd much rather play Rifle than Warne.
So
what was the name of that movie? Hero, the love story of a spy. Sunny Deol plays 9 or 10 different characters that all look the same to everybody except the people in the movie. So talking of hero, let's see who our MPL hero of the game was, and our MPL hero of the match was Rahul Chahar. I get the feeling watching him that he can be a decent 4-day bowler as well, because he's not overly dependent on batsmen attacking him to get wickets. So 4 overs, 15 dot balls out of 24, and 3 for 19 was fantastic.
The other good thing about him is, if you see, he's been playing all the games in Mumbai. Totally a different wicket, not a slow turner or anything. Flat belter to bat on. Even there, he hasn't gone for more than 20, 25, 30, maybe one odd game where he's gone for 30. But he's picked up wickets. So it's not just the wicket that's helping him. It's not the batsman, like you said.
I think that's why he's quality, because if you can bowl at the Wankhede as a spinner.
Yes. I mean, the Wankhede gives you a bit of bounce, which every wrist spinner likes, but it's short boundary.
You've got something about you. If you can stand up and bowl to the great players that you have to bowl to in this IPL, and you can give it a little bit of flight, which he does, and you're bowling at the Wankhede, well, it must be like Christmas when you go to somewhere like Delhi and you see a little bit of dust. That wicket there, I don't think Chris Morris who got bowled or someone got bowled and then the stump came out of the ground. You just saw this.
Akshar Patel, when he got out.
Akshar Patel gets out and the stump flies out and all of a sudden the ground just erupts. You could see how dry it was.
Right, so who won the contest? Who's the superhero, super team winner of the day? We're talking about Sunny Deol and the winner is Dharmendra. How does that happen?
This chap won the other night because he doesn't have a face, he has a crown.
The context was that the actor we were talking about, Sunny Deol, his father's name is Dharmendra. And Dharmendra is there. How does that happen? Right, there you are. Well done, Garam Dharam. Well done. How many people know he was called Garam Dharam, by the way? Garam Dharam is very my generation thing.
That's his name?
Dharmendra. Dharmendra, because he was one of the best looking actors at that time. He was called Garam Dharam. You know, he's a hot. That's how Garam Dharam. Well, there you go. Garam Dharam and Sunny Deol's son and everyone else. Are Mumbai putting together a team that can now challenge? I mean, well, they always had a team, but are they now finding the players in form at the right time to make a challenge for the title?
This year, I think Mumbai's got the best team. We've said that all along. They've got the best unit. There's no doubt about it. It's if what unit turns up on the park or how they're going to use it has been different every day. You saw Pollard not being used. So when you assess a team, you look at what is capable in there, whether they use them. Like you opened with. Chair bowled the second over today, which we haven't seen in the past. You saw spinner coming on later. So how they play depends. But look at that side. I mean, actually, Surya Kumar Yadav actually looks the weak. And he's not a weak man. He did exceptionally well for them. But when you put him in that lineup, you feel that, if he plays the least number of balls, you're better off. You want Hardik Pandya to play, Krunal to play, Pollard to play, if Cutting's playing, which I think is fabulous. You want them to play.
It's interesting what Mahila said about sending Ben Cutting up at 3. He said at least he didn't use up deliveries. He said sometimes you just got to take a decision, throw it out there and see what happens. If it works, it works. It doesn't, it doesn't.
You look at the last two victories for Mumbai tonight and then against RCB, no Kieran Pollard.
Yes.
He's not been required and I think that's a massive positive. And the good thing about the Mumbai Indians, they've got Indian players playing well.
Yes.
They're going to play the whole tournament. You've got Rohit Sharma shining in a bit of form. You've got Bumrah. You've got Krunal Pandya, who's just suddenly found a little bit of form himself, which is good for them. And Hardik Pandya's been a revelation.
So Malinga's available. Kieran Pollard's available. Ben Cutting is available. I don't know when the South Africans leave, but Quinton de Kock, who's the leading run scorer, he'll be available for a major part.
I think he's available for the duration. Yeah. So they've got a team that's just going to stay constant throughout the whole tournament. So Chennai as well. Chennai, I don't think they're going to have a great deal of loss there, and they've got Bravo to come back in. So they're the two teams for me that are going to have the real consistency throughout the tournament.
The only person they lose is Jason Behrendorff, but I mean he's a good player, but it's not the team is revolving around him, so he's replaceable. They could go back to Mitch McClenaghan if it really came to that. So it's looking good, isn't it? Would you use Krunal Pandya differently? Would you get Pollard batting up the order, maybe push Krunal down a little bit, use Pollard more?
It's a choice between them. With Krunal, what I've seen over the years, he's one sensible player. I mean, it's not just one dimension that he plays with. He assesses the game pretty well. He's probably the most limited amongst, in terms of skill-wise, between the brother and Pollard and all the other guys. But within that skill, he makes the most of it. So where you put him, he'll find a way to get whatever best that he can. And with his bowling, I've maintained that. Put him against guys who are batting 25, 30 plus. He's a 12-run over bowler. Put him against guys who are batting on 4 and 5. Won't go more than 4 and 5. He's a smart bowler. He doesn't give you pace. And today he was different. He realized that these guys are going to go after him. It was Yorkers all the way. So he may not have the skill of a spinner that we always, dream of, turn and bite and drift, but he's got a sharp brain up there. So he's a utility cricketer.
The one thing that watch the wrist of Indian players when they're talking about spin. You see Ajay, he's saying he's not that, he's that, he's not that. Yeah.
Well, it's a different era because T20 cricket has brought in that. In our time, it was that. It was like a little bit of flight and guard. Flight and guard is only a small few dare.
Yeah.
Risk kind of giving it a bit of flight in T20 cricket. But where Mumbai and Chennai are ahead of everyone else is that they're almost getting themselves into position. Like in the next game, they will need Pollard to have a bat. You can't leave, just for his own form, you can soon lose a little bit of form by not playing out in the middle. So Pollard will need to get out there, and I'm sure in the next game he'll get pushed up, and that's what Chennai will do. They'll just make sure that all their main players just get time in the middle, and they'll get them bowling under the pressure and batting under pressure. So by the time of the qualifiers, they've got all their players that have had time in the middle over that week leading into those games.
Let's look at that points table then, and let's see why we are talking so much about these two sides. Chennai 14, Mumbai 9. So the moment you get on to 12, it's like you're getting onto that home stretch. 16 is almost definitely enough to qualify. Some years you qualify with 14, but 16 is almost. I think there might have been 1 year, I think, where one of the team with 16 didn't qualify. So they need to win 2 out of their next 5 games. Chennai just need to win 1. So where does that leave Delhi? Now, Delhi are in that traffic jam. Delhi, Punjab, Hyderabad, Kolkata. In that traffic jam. Now, Kolkata next play Bangalore. Bangalore are below them. Whatever happens, Kolkata cannot lose to Bangalore. But if Kolkata get 10 points here from 9, then let's look at net run rates. Where are they? They go up to 3rd place.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that game on Saturday, Delhi play Punjab.
Yes.
At Delhi's favourite venue. They're back on that wicket, so somehow over the next 48 hours they've got to find a psychologist to just say, look, that pitch, you've not played it before, it's actually not in Delhi. You've got to pretend that you get them on a plane, take them out of the airport, fly for 2 minutes and then come back and land and say you're away from Delhi. Just try and convince and do something to try and play with their minds, because you would expect, who's to say what's going to happen? RCB with 2 great players could beat KKR tomorrow night, and there'll just be a free spirit, the RCB team. So anything could arrive. But if Calcutta win tomorrow night, that game on Saturday is a massive one.
And that game's in Kolkata, which is the closest you get to Bengaluru. Nice very good. Probably the best surface. In some ways, Wankhede is good, but Kolkata is a really good surface. Maybe Delhi can do what Hyderabad did the other night. Hyderabad had prepared 2 surfaces. Indian squares are not very big. There's only 6 pitches on the square in Hyderabad, and they'd selected 2 for this tournament, and they just picked one they hadn't planned and picked a brand new surface, hoping that it'd be harder and have a little bit more.
But there's a basic nature of
the square that won't change.
Get that coconut matting down. What was the matting you were talking about? Get some rolled down.
The basic nature of Delhi's been like that. It's that black soil, you're so close to the river. So it always plays that. There's never been bounce there. The one thing that you could actually do is pick a strip that has a lot of grass. Not that it's going to start seaming, but the batsman, if they like the ball coming on, that would probably help, because it won't have that extra bounce, but it'll come on. And you've got 3 seamers as well. Yeah. Go to the edge, one of the edges, there will be some grass left there, and just play on that one.
The problem with Delhi, though, is when you're on the center strip, the boundary still seems like you're playing on the corner strip.
Yeah.
It's that close. So you go to the corner strip, the boundary is just there.
I would just get used to playing on that pitch. Yeah. It's not going to change. Get used to it. Be smarter with the ball in hand to start with. And if you get the bat in hand, now you've played on the pitch 4 times, all the players should, in their own mind, understand what kind of shots are on that kind of surface.
I'm just trying to go back. I think one of the games that they played there, they got 180 score.
It was against KKR, where it was a super over.
On the super over.
So Prithvi Shaw got 99, so they can do it.
Pull that surface out, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a mindset. And, the cross-batted shots, they look a no-no, because it just skids on. We've seen people get out to the sweep, trying to play the pull shot, it just skids on. So you've got to aim in the V. Players that we saw Morris come out and just strike one straight down the ground for 6. They're the kind of players that are having success on this venues by hitting strong shots down the ground.
Okay, so there you are. It's a day to forget for the Delhi Capitals. The Mumbai Indians taking a step further towards qualifying and looking better with every game that they're playing. Now the Kolkata Knight Riders take on the Royal Challengers Bengaluru. We said that today was the day that the IPL kicked off. Brendan McCullum got all those runs. That game was KKR RCB. And KKR fans will never ever let anybody forget that. They still think that KKR are going to come out and play like that. I don't know if they actually will. But that game is in Kolkata. And it'll be interesting to see how KKR go about it, because just as Delhi seem a bit unsuited for their home grounds, KKR don't have the quick bowlers to take advantage of that bounce. They've got Prasidh Krishna, they've got Andre Russell, who's bowling less and less as he goes. They've got Matt Kelly, this new bowler from Australia, who's come in. And of course, RCB have Dale Steyn back.
Well, I see tomorrow night the RCP. They'll be floating in there. There'll be a free spirit. The pressure's all on KKR.
Yes.
Now, realistically, the RCB team know that they can't qualify, so they'll just go out and have a bit of fun. Those great players in Virat Kohli and AB de Villiers will try and put on a show. There'll be a massive crowd. Great stage for them. The pitch is a good one, so you'd expect at least one of them to arrive and put a score on the board. It's just how KKR deal with the pressure, because they know if they lose, it's getting harder and harder for them to qualify. You think if they lose tomorrow night, they're probably going to have to win, 4 out of 5?
Yeah, they'll be
that's difficult in this year's IPL. We're seeing so much inconsistency. So I think it's a must-win game for the Knight Riders tomorrow night.
Now, one of the ways RCB has been playing, the way RCB has been playing is playing their 3 India seamers. They've been playing Siraj, they've been playing Navdeep Saini, and who's a third?
Left out Umesh in the last couple of games.
They played Umesh Yadav.
The last game they played, but they
played Tim Southee once. They've left Tim Southee out. Now they've got Dale Steyn in.
Yeah.
Do you put him in straight away?
Oh, yeah, he plays, yeah.
If you've called him from, and you've still got one aircraft left, I mean, it's not like Jet Airways. You've got an option to put another one in there. I mean, they can't put another, aircraft in there, but, Bangalore has a choice there. And what is Akashdeep Nath doing in that side? I mean, does he bowl? Does he bat? Does he keep?
Akashdeep Nath is the part-time
No, I know he's a good enough player. No offense to him, but
I know what you're saying. But I think it's because they don't have backup India batsmen. Look, the only other is Gurkirat. I think they've got Gurkirat Man, I think. Yeah.
You got to have been playing Washington Sundar from day one. And I'm not going back to Parthiv again, because you open with him. He opens in all the leagues that you see around this country. He's done well enough. He bowls for you as well. He's one of the players that you bought him in the auction. So, but now they're in that stage. What are they going to do? They bring in Pawan Negi at that stage. He's not in that. He's in that list at number 3, but
he's done well, hasn't he? Apart from that penultimate over the other day. Apart from that, he's done quite well for them in a couple of games. They seem a team that
they're a good. They haven't lost badly. If you look at what the losses they've had a last over loss in Mumbai. Somebody chased down 50 odd in the last 3 overs against them. Russell, when he did that, and that's when Siraj bowled those 2 full tosses. So it's been close. They've been closed. AB scored runs. Virat has scored runs but not taken the team through. So they've just not been able to finish it.
They seem to get players on the naughty
in spite of
like Washington. So you mentioned why isn't he playing? He seems to be a part of a little group that gets pushed into a corner. It's like you're in the naughty corner.
Unless they think, look, we've got Moeen Ali, we've got 1 finger spinner. Can we play 2 finger spinners, 2 off spinners? Maybe that's the thinking. I'm just trying to think aloud.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just worth, when you're bottom of the tree, it's worth trying a few different options. Yeah. Moeen Ali's found a bit of form. He was great in the game against Mumbai. Batted nicely. Yeah. Got a couple of wickets. Bowled well against Punjab as well. Kept Chris Gale quiet in the middle there. So they've found a little bit of form in Moeen Ali, but it takes more than 1 or 2. Correct. With the team at the bottom of the tree, you generally need 7 or 8 of them to arrive and play well.
Now, what about KKR? KKR, their captain is in the World Cup side, isn't he? So there's some excitement there. They've also got Kuldeep Yadav, who really hasn't had a good IPL. We won't go down that path. Actually, I shouldn't have said that, because almost everybody who's in that Indian team has struggled in some way or the other at the IPL. So they're saving it all for the end. Robin Uthappa is struggling a little bit, but they had runs for Chris Lynn. Sunil Narayan's come back, and Andre Russell is winning the game, but he's not bowling.
No, I mean he keeps trying to bowl, but he looks like he's ready to snap in half when he bowls any deliveries. It's just how they play the batting lineup for me. They got it wrong in the last game. Shubman Gill was loose in the middle. He's got to be pushed to number 3, and he's got to, the senior core have got to be kind of pushed down to take up I call them the pressure overs, down the bottom end, the last 5 or 6 overs. You need your real power. Shubman Gill should be that glue at number 3 that can just work it around, strike it about 130, 140, and then it allows the Dre Russes and the Robin Upattas to come later down just to try and strike it into the stands with Dinesh Karthik. So
they need a little more from
I think they've got to be a little bit better in terms of the batting lineup.
They like Nitish Rana. Now, Nitish Rana's got a very strange record in the IPL. The first half of his season is so much better than the second half.
Maybe he's found out by the end of the season, because he added something. This year he came back, adding hitting 6s. We saw that in the first couple of games when he did well. I agree with the batting part, because only thing is problem with them is, if you watched Uttapa over the years, he gets a swollen face if you send him down the order. He comes in and whacks the first
on a
ball.
roll today.
Last game.
Yeah.
Did you see the last game? First ball, he walks in, they're in a good stage, tries to whack it. So you got to keep him happy. We've seen that when he was moved from open to back as well. So that's their problem, how to handle the men that they've already got. They haven't got many other choices.
No, because they don't have replay. They pick an 11 at the auction table.
And they stick with
then
it.
They look at 4 or 5 replacements, and that's it. Their team is 17, 18. That's about it. So they back their players, much like CSK do. They back their players and expect them to go all the way. So they need their players to come strong. But I think Michael's absolutely spot on. No pressure on RCB, but pressure mounting on KKR. So there we'll be there for that game on Cricbuzz Live, of course. Ajay Jadeja, Ajay, you're here tomorrow.
English again? I'll be here. I'm improving on my English. See, I've got Johnny Besto.
Very good. Very,
right?
very good.
Right?
Very good.
So would you do me a favor now?
Yes, sure.
When you go back home to England and Australia?
Yes.
Like we made an effort to get a name right. Please explain. 25 years now. It is not Jadeja. It is Jadeja.
Jadeja.
Thank you, sir. There you go.
Jadeja.
Jadeja.
Johnny Besto.
That's good.
Right, it's also time to say goodbye. We've absolutely enjoyed having Michael Vaughan here with us. And Michael, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me. It's been great. It's been good fun.
Flight back. And because you're leaving today, we're giving you the honor of being the first to come up with the answer to the joy factor.
Tell me it's something to do with Jeffrey Boycott. It has to be.
Okay, let's get the joy factor in and let's see who got it right. Let's get the question in. And this was only one player. Now, let's read it carefully. One player set a record in the very last test match he played, though that record was broken within 3 months by a much more famous player at the Headingley Cricket Ground. Okay? Who and what record did he set? You have to answer with hashtag Cricbuzz Live.
Oh, you see, because I thought it was going to be twisting that question.
Yes.
Because a test match, Headingley, there's a rugby ground. And I thought it was going to be about rugby, and he was going to completely...
Ah, okay.
Because there had been a rugby league test played at Headingley, and a more famous... I thought it might have been linked to rugby
Okay, so let's see what the answer is anyway. Let's see what the answer is. Let's hear... Answer, Andrew Sandham scored 325, the first ever test triple century, a little before your time, Michael. And then Don Bradman broke that by making 334 against England.
Wow.
I don't think Andrew Sandham scored too many more runs, did he? I think
I've never heard of him. I'll be honest.
It was his last test match, he made 325.
Wow.
Can you imagine 325 in a test match? You're very happy you hold the record, and then this little bloke comes around called Don Bradman, and he just hits 334.
Just knocks it about. Thanks for coming.
Right, who came first then? Who submitted the answers the first? And Crick Rohit had his finger on. You know, Crick Rohit, you know what you should do? You are very similar to the way Indians buy tickets for World Cup matches. So if turnstiles or whatever is going to open at 10 o'clock, all of them stand there from 9:45 with the finger on and the credit card here, and they go, tuk, and they buy the tickets. Maybe that's what Crick Rohit does. He just has all the answers ready, and he puts his finger there and go, so no one can get it. There you go. Well done, Crick Rohit. Don't give us the right answer tomorrow. Let it be open for somebody else. Let's see what happens at RCB versus KKR. We'll be back, of course. So one final time, thank you very much to Ajay Jadeja. Safe flight to Michael Vaughan.
Thank you.
He might do some vlogs for us during the World Cup. I don't think we've talked about
those, if I do some, I'll make them very interesting. You'll get some from some strange places in the UK. I might do some on my travels.
Okay.
Get ready.
Okay, there you go.
Look forward.
We look forward to that. So, and of course, we will see you tomorrow. RCB versus KKR from Kolkata. When that happens, the Cricbuzz studio is very, very tense. Well, not the studio, the Cricbuzz office very tense because everybody here has a soft corner for KKR. So we'll see what happens if RCB do well. We'll have all that for you tomorrow. That's it at the moment from MPL Presents Cricbuzz Live.